Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since I uploaded a video, and that has to do with a lot of stuff changing in my life. For example, I moved into the mountains now, but it looks like I'm going to have plenty of time the next coming uh, 2 months or so to sink a lot of time into a video game again. So I immediately thought of what game better to sink a lot of time into than Factorio. Um, it's a really nice game. I played it a lot half a year ago, and I actually had the world speedrun record for a while, finishing the game in just under 4 hours. That was back in the day when the end goal of the game was to build a square, white backgrounded thing with the letters rocket defense in it. And that was the end game. It didn't even have a fancy sprite or anything. It was kind of a uh, open-ended thing. So they changed it now. I don't know exactly what things all changed since version 11 point something, but we'll find that out. And I'm going to play a certain style of map, and I generated the map a long time ago when I was playing during the last period I played Factorio, and I wanted to create a map that really felt like an arid desert where you could explore around, but had to be really careful for the aliens. But normally you would, if you generate a map, you get a starting area, and you cannot really wander outside that starting area. And I wanted to get a map in which you could. And I also wanted that map to be have huge potential for generating humongous resources per second. So with that in mind, I chose settings. I don't exactly remember, but I chose very low terrain segmentation and water only in starting area. And then I basically regenerated until I got a desert starting area. I wanted this map to feel like an arid desert with few trees around, where you have to fight for your early game resources. Also, to make this map have potential to generate like enormous amounts of resources, I set all these to very big and very good richness, but the frequency I set them to very low, because this seems to generate even bigger patches of iron than if you set it to this. If you set it to very high, the patches themselves seem to become smaller, but with very low they are really huge. The thing is, um, you are kind of limited by how many, theoretically, you're kind of limited on how many resources per second you can generate by the frequency in which you have to replace your mines, you know. So when there's only 300 iron in a single uh, tile of iron, then you will have to replace that 5 times sooner than if there's 1500 iron in a single piece. So with these settings, the mines will last very long, which gives us time to set up even more mines in other areas instead of breaking these down and replacing them. So all these were set to very low, and I don't remember exactly for the stone and coal. I think I did it too, and the oil. I don't exactly know what I did with these settings. Probably also very good richness. And I might have not changed this due to these resources being less important, stone and coal. And I didn't want them to overlap my iron fields and that kind of stuff. And then the other interesting part is the enemy bases. I also set the frequency to very low and the richness to very good. And I kind of experimented around with this setting, and I don't really know what I ended up choosing. But I chose it in such a way that it would be possible to explore in between the enemy nests, while the enemy nests still were very threatening. I can better explain this once we have started the map. Yeah, so I guess let's do that. I already had a go at this map, and then I figured out I recorded it with a black screen. There was some error with my recording software, so now I'm using a different program and hope that will work out better. So it's this map. and I generated that in version 11 point something something. I resaved it on this version, and yeah, here we are. So there's no resources inside at the starting area, so we're going to have to explore. What's this? Raw fish. Shooting speed 2 per second. Can you... Oh, okay, I'm not exactly sure what I did, but now it's gone. Alright, so first things first, let's make a pickaxe with our iron, and then we'll start exploring a little bit around our starting area to see if we get any resources inside. Also, I don't remember exactly how big I set my starting area, if I set it to extra big or just left it at medium. I also try to have no starting area, but then you just get those huge nests right, you spawn in the middle of those huge nests basically all of the time. And I think the program is fixed to, or the map generator is fixed to kind of build up the enemy nests from the closer they are, the closer they are to your starting area, the less threatening they actually are. And with no starting area, you just get maximum nests everywhere in your starting area. So I kinda lied. There actually is a resource in my starting area. It's this single patch of stone, and I'm actually going to make use of that. Let's create a couple chests. We will need them. And yeah, let this thing run for a while. So if you press Alt on your keyboard, you get those arrows and what's inside the chest. That will show on your screen then. I'm going to take 5 stone with me so I can make another burner later without having to return to the stone pile. Alright, so we got ourselves some coal over here. And you can see that it's indeed very rich, like 1600 a pop. So yeah, let's see if we can find some resources then. Another property of this map, as you can see here, the light red glow, it's spreading pretty quickly. That's the other reason I wanted the desert. There's no forest or something to block in the pollution. Basically, your pollution spreads relentlessly across the map, across desert and water. It spreads insanely fast. If you can see, just from one burner, it's already like 1, 2, 3 chunks out of the center. And it probably will keep on growing. So alright, we found ourselves some copper and our first nest as well. So I guess I didn't set the starting area to something too big. 1300 on the edge, 1600 inside, and this thing is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 100. Let's say it's about 500 patches of copper with an average of like 1500. That's like 750,000 copper right here in this single patch. That's probably enough to finish the game. Yeah, so okay, this might be a good early game source for copper. Here's just 2 nests and no worms, so we can probably you'll probably be able to exterminate those guys pretty soon. So far the nests aren't too threatening yet, and we do find a little more coal, and we found some stone still on this side. Don't know if you saw it. Oh yeah, man, this is what I'm talking about. That's a huge iron patch. This thing is like way bigger than the copper one. Let's see, 1800 to about 3000, over 3000 per pop. That's amazing. And also a nest to guard it, pretty close. Oh, and another nest on this side. Let's see. Okay, so normally I play full screen. This now I'm playing windowed, so I kinda estimate how close I can get to these guys by how close they are to the edge of the screen. But the edge of the screen is now closer to my position. So this game might end really soon if I make a mistake like that. Alright, so we're going to need yet another burner over here. But to do that we need some more iron. So I guess we're going to chop it out manually. We need we have 4 plates and we need 9 for a burner. So let's do this and place our other furnace for now. Then we can let that smelt, and after that we will need to pick up our furnace again to turn it into a burner miner. So even our single furnace is making a pollution cloud, and look at the size of this pollution cloud just from one single burner miner gathering some stone over here. Okay, so I'm going to need this thing now because we will make that into a miner. And then we will just plop it down over here as far away from those guys as possible and plop some wood into it. And I guess we will go pick up our stone and then come back here, and hopefully we won't get attacked in the meantime, because this pollution cloud will grow to similar size and cover these guys, and they will not like that. So I'm going to explore a little bit in this direction and pick up the stone, come back to the iron, and if something eventful happens I will show you again, and else I'll probably just time-lapse it. So it appears that our iron is still intact. We got about 50 ore. Let's see. Let's come a little bit closer to these guys. Sometimes if they are preparing an attack, they will gather around a little bit away from the nest and then they will run in, as you probably will have seen. So let me try to go around that nest, see if I can explore all around it. This nest is pretty... it's got a decent size. I'm getting a bit close, I feel. And there's like a huge stone patch which they are guarding. I think they have increased the number of stone you need to collect for... whoa, look at that number of worms. Holy moly. That's insane. It will be a long time before I can deal with those kind of numbers. Yeah, so what was I talking about? I can't remember, but nevertheless, let's go back, pick up some iron. Like, this guy is standing pretty far away from the nest. They may or may not be preparing an attack. Maybe I'm just paranoid. That's also very well possible. Alright, some more iron over here. And let me insert like half a stack of wood again. And then I will try to show you what I meant with this map. And I will try to go walk around this nest, see if I can do it. Sometimes you get stuck and you have to backtrack all the way. And sometimes you can just walk entirely around it without being attacked. So I'm going to walk around this nest, and hopefully our iron miner will be still intact by the time we get back, because there's no defenses whatsoever. And even a single guy, whoa, we're finding a huge patch of copper again, man. Even a single guy attacking could just destroy my burner and my chest with all the ore in it. This is also a huge patch of copper ore. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted on this side. Let's explore a little bit to see if there's enemies nearby. I have to explore that one. Alright. So that seems to be just a single big nest. And also, another reason why this area is interesting is these oil fields. Like 6 or so oil fields with 300% on average. That's like 18 oil per second. That's probably also enough to finish the game with. Alright, here's a big nest. And there's a big nest. And as you can see, this nest over down here and this nest up there, they are spaced wide enough apart to be able to explore in between. So that was what I was looking for with this world, to generate terrain in such a way that you could walk around freely-ish. Alright, so I cannot go in between these nests. They are really too close together, so I may have walked myself into a circle down here, and these guys are also pretty well defended. They have a lot of worms to do some major damage to you. You used to be able to rush nests with laser turrets. I'm not sure if they fixed that or changed that. I know the laser turrets have gotten bigger. They used to be 1x1s tiles, and now they are 2x2. So that's a change. It's quite funny because when you load up an old world, the 2x2 laser turrets which will still be as close together as the 1x1 laser turrets. And they actually did that pretty smart, because instead of placing them like this, they placed them on the center. So you have a laser turret here, and one here, and one here, and so on. If you would have a row of them in the old days when they were just 1x1 square. So, but if you remove it and replace it, it will be 2x2. So basically they offset the old laser turrets by half a tile, so that your old worlds still would... wow, check this patch out, man. It's filling the screen almost top to bottom. Yeah, that's gonna be an epic long game. And we stumble upon another nest over here. So let's see. I really want to get back to my iron though, because I don't really trust those guys there with my iron. And I don't want to lose it. It's pretty important and pretty hard to get by. Okay. I do need to explore that one tile over there. What's this? There's a red dot over here. Where's the oil? Oh, it's a pink dot. It's the oil. Okay. I can't stand it if there's a single hole inside my exploration. Alright, some more iron, and this nest doesn't look too big. That's a good. Still, I have a feeling I should be a little bit more careful with how close I get to those guys. I only have a single pistol, and that will... basically a group of like 4 or 5 will definitely overwhelm me. because I also have no armor. So among the first technologies we will want to research is definitely some better self-defense. Instead of the usual stuff, you would go for automation, have crafting machines and all that stuff. Now we're not going to do that. We need some stuff to better defend ourselves, for sure. Okay, it seems that our iron guy still survived. Let's see if there's any build-up of troops on the enemy side. But so far it seems like they don't care too much. That's good news. Alright, so we got almost 150 iron ore. Let's cancel a little more. And just keep it running while we go collect some copper, I guess. And you can see the pollution here has faded away since we took down the machine. So let's hope our iron guy survives while we go set up the copper over here. Maybe I should set up 2 guys in the coal as well. And I should probably smelt my iron then, huh? So let me just place 2 furnaces over here for now. And have them smelted up. Then when we get back we can get ourselves some iron plates and make some more stuff. But first we are going to need to get some copper as well. So these guys only seem to be defended by small nests, but let's explore a little bit around. Okay, they're not. Alright, at least it's not one of those gigantic nests, it seems. Though still way too much for the early game to take out. And the copper is way less important than iron in the early phases of the game anyway. So let's throw some in and hope for the best. So I'm going to stick around for a while, explore around a little bit, and then come back to pick up some of the copper. And if nothing happens, I will see you when that's done. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. He seems to be far away from the nest though, but it might be randomly. This guy ran out of fuel. It's probably good, so that he wouldn't get attacked. But this guy here is definitely far away from the nest, so... Alright, I'm going to do some primitive defense techniques. And do it like this. So if they attack, I might have time to run here and save my chest. This thing is producing the pollution, so they will destroy this first, and they then will continue to attack these things. So these are basically just decoys, more decoys than walls actually. So let's see if that works. might be smart actually to completely enclose that thing. See, like 4 more pieces. Because they will try to find the quickest way to here, which is this corner, and then hopefully destroy stuff from this side, and I hope I will be able to save my chest. That's the idea of doing that. Alright, so I guess it's time to go smelt up the ore, both the iron and the copper, and then I'll go pick up my copper. And this is also stone. Oh no. And after I've done that, I will finally be able to set up some basic power. Let's see. And we're going to need to set up some coal stuff too. Oh man. Yeah, something like this. Oh, and there it goes. Let's see if we can save it. They are attacking a pipe, and they killed it. Let's see how many there are actually. Seems to be just one guy. Okay. And I did manage to kill him. But we saved our iron, and we saved our miner, and that's what it's about. So we're going to need a couple more pipes to repair this damage. Alright. Now, that did work out quite okay, I must say. And in the first game, basically the one I recorded with the black screen I was talking about, there I didn't do the pipe thing, and my iron miner and chest got destroyed twice, and that really delays you a lot in the early game. So while I'm here I can just collect these guys, and that means I can make my power stuff on the way. We need this offshore pump, and then we need a boiler, and we need a steam engine. Then we need a power pole to transfer the power, and we also need a lab. But for the lab we need more copper. But we could make ourselves 10 science packs already. We will have to do that by hand anyway. Okay, let's throw in my last couple pieces of wood. That's all I have. I'm going to need to set up a couple guys on the copper as well. See if I can make those. And then we'll do the old let them feed into themselves trick. Okay, let's cancel those 5 packs for now. And we insert them at the end of the line, so we can do this. Just insert one piece of whatever fuel, and then this one will feed into this one. It will start, feed into this one, until there's 50 in those slots each. And then they will stop, and they will also stop producing pollution. So that's nice. Alright, so now we can make a lab, probably. Yeah. So let's set it up then with the offshore pump. We'll pump water into this boiler. This boiler will need fuel, more than this. And then it will go to steam engine, and then we need actually a power pole and something which needs power before we can before it actually produces power. So there it is. And the first technology I'm going to research is probably military, so I can create some better self-defense with this submachine gun which shoots 15 bullets per second. It's 2.5 times as fast as a pistol, so that means I can at least fend off a group of like 6 to 8 biters maybe, and I can still survive. And Then another tech which is high on the priority list is armor crafting, to reduce the damage they do to me, which means again I can withstand greater groups. And also what I really want is turrets, and they will actually be really important to if I wouldn't have been so close to the iron, if I was exploring over here, I would have lost all of this stuff. And with the turrets they can handle small groups of enemies themselves, and then I have time to repair the damage in between. So those three techs are going to be my first priorities. And when I'm not doing anything, I better create some science packs to do that. But for now, let's go with military. And I'm going back to collect my iron. So basically what will happen now is I'm going to run back and forth a whole lot between my iron and my copper and my and coal. Oh, and there's one guy coming right now, so I happen to be just in time. Even when this guy was out of fuel and no longer producing pollution, he was still coming to attack. And now I realize I don't have any fuel. Okay, so I'm going to chop a couple trees over here and yeah, run back and forth a bit, and I'll see you if something eventful happens. Where are those guys going? Oh wow, just two bites and already down. So I should probably get on to making that armor, get myself a couple more iron plates. But where were they going? They were just running past the copper thing. Maybe they were going towards the coal? That's possible. Like two burners is a worse source of pollution compared to one, but not really sure what was going on over there. Alright, so that's our three initial military technologies. Now we just need to gather up some iron. And I will risk these two getting destroyed. I will just keep them going for now. And if possible, I would like to preserve my first pick and my pistol for nostalgic reasons. So let's make ourselves our armor. Then we will need some more iron to create a gun turret. And insert these over here so we can go for steel processing, so we can upgrade our pick to a steel pick. I will actually put this chest over here, defend it a little bit, and in go our pistol and our first pick over here. So we need 40 iron for a first gun turret and another 25 to make 5 steel. Alright, there it is. Let's insert a couple more coal in here. And let's check it out if there's any guys preparing for attack. Doesn't seem to be the case. I don't want to get too close now still. Alright, let's see, we can make repair packs, right? So we can repair some of the damage they do. Okay, so I'll continue this and see you again if something happens. Whoa! And again there's one guy attacking just at the time that we get here. So we are pretty lucky in that regard. Because 50 iron would have been lost had we been far away. Okay, but now we have a gun turret. And that is bad news for those guys. You may have seen I took down the copper guy. That's because we have plenty copper. We won't we have like a stack of 100 and some more in the thing, and basically the only thing we need copper for in the early game is some for the science packs, and not even that much. It's all iron. The early game is all about iron. Everything costs way more, like exclusively iron or way more iron than copper. So even like the miners, 23 iron, 4.5 copper. The boilers, 20 copper or 20 iron each. That's pretty insane. So now the age of gun turrets has arrived, and that's a beautiful age. Because now we can basically insert lots of stuff over here without worrying that it will be taken down. We can just leave these guys undefended now, because the gun turret will destroy any stack. The interesting thing is though, it's more efficient to let your gun turrets fire at enemies than with your own gun. Because if you check here, these guys do 2 physical damage, but the gun turret does 4 physical damage. So basically it's twice as much damage they do, but these guys also have armor. I don't know if it shows. No, it doesn't really show. Let me show you what I mean. I will try to use a couple. Oh, this might be a bit too much though. Oh wow. Okay, that means I should not try to attempt taking out that nest before I get at least the second military tech. Okay, I just shot through most of my bullets here. Okay, so I still have to be careful. I want to chill like 3 or 4 or so, but this gun turret can handle pretty big attacks as you just saw, even though I helped a little bit because I was afraid of eliminating myself from the game here. Okay, so again, just let these guys go for a while. And I will go back, smelt up some more iron, make some more gun turrets and ammo, and rinse and repeat. Okay, I'm having a bit of frame rate issues, so I'm going to save the game over here. And maybe I'll continue, or else I'll see you in the next episode. So thanks for watching and goodbye.